9:01 on my computer.
Yeah, I think just to make sure for attendance, we know who everyone is. I'm not sure who Susan would be because I don't see a face.
Maybe Sue Collins.
Okay.
Not sure though. They can confirm.
Is that correct? Whoever signed on as just a SUSAN? Just for the sake of attendance and meeting minutes, if you could just announce who you are, please.
Regina Fogelman.
And then there's someone I see it that's just Susan with just a blank screen. So if maybe you could chat in or chime in at some point, we can add you to our attendance. Thank you.
Can't figure out. I don't know if I got lost here somewhere or I was there a minute ago.
We see you.
I can't see you though. That's the.
You may. We've now panned to two screens based on how you probably have your view. So you may have to
There we are.
choose that arrow left or right because we have more than the 25 that it'll show on the first screen.
Okay.
Cool. If we are ready to start, Lindy,
Sure.
we'll start with we've got a Pledge of Allegiance by line mark.
Okay, please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America
and to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we've got line Pam Powers doing an invocation, please.
Let us pray. Thank you, dear Lord, for allowing us to get together today, even though we couldn't make it in person. It's good to see all of our wonderful members online today. Hold them in your care as we go through our winter storms and help us to understand and do well with the vision and duties of this organization. We pray, amen.
Amen. Next item on the agenda, we will follow it. It was one of the documents that Lindy sent out. The next item is approval of the minutes from the October meeting. Line Mark.
Okay, everybody got a copy of the trustee meeting from Saturday, October 11th. So I just need to know if there's any comments, corrections, etc.
Move that the minutes be accepted as presented.
Jesse has made a motion to accept the minutes. Is there a second?
Second. Jim Weiss.
Jim Weiss does the second.
Okay.
And because we can't see everybody, we're going to kind of raise hands and give Jennifer and Lindy time to scan all the pictures. If there's all in favor, raise your hand. Lindy or Jennifer, tell us it's okay to move.
I think we are
I
good.
think we're fine. I scanned it.
Okay. Any nays by like sign? Minutes pass. Is that correct? Approval of the treasurer's report. You also got a balance sheet and an income statement.
Mm-hmm.
In the attachments. Line Dale.
Make it short and sweet. Excuse me. We're a little for the quarter. We're a little over on the income that we expected. We're a healthy amount under on expenses that we have spent, and our investments are also healthy. So the report looks really well.
And do we have anything more that anyone wants to tell us about the low vision clinic investment?
That was originally going to be addressed in other business, but Pam,
Okay.
if you'd like that to be addressed now, we could do that.
We can go ahead. I was going to bring it up that we're going to talk about it later. On the balance sheet, we have a low vision clinic investment account that only has $260 in it so far. The last document that Lindy sent in a separate email was the low vision endowment agreement with the Louisville Downtown Club. And they are going to fund 10,000 to it. And Line Mark said he doesn't envision a problem getting that money this week. We've signed our part of the contract and it will be coming into the account. Any questions about low vision endowment, what we're doing?
I do have one question, but it relates to probably long term. I saw that there was a trigger point uh, for releasing the money. Does anybody ever have an estimate of how long it will take to reach that trigger point?
It depends on how much you're getting ready to put in it today.
Mhm. Yeah, because it's considerably more, and it could have been something that was 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, or I hate to say it, infinity. So it kind of helps in planning to kind of uh, had an estimate of that, and that's where it triggered in my mind.
Several years ago, Mark, and I was going to bring it up at council and again at District K's meeting, if not at WISE. The several years ago, like 2013, the patron fund ran out of the income, so we were having to write checks to try to get funds, and we were actually using principal to pay for patron surgeries. And it was emphasized, can you make a donation to the patron fund? And that's how I became a life patron. Well, I'm wondering if I don't mention it that we're trying to build this up. And so it's available if you want to make a donation to it. And I'll see that it gets to Jennifer or Lindy to get the deposit made.
Okay, let
If
me
they want
chime in really quick. Guy, I saw you raising your hand, and then Karen Nitschke, you have your hand raised digitally. So I wanted to check in with both of you to see if you all had comments.
Well, it took a long time with respect to actually getting the patrons program up to the funding that it was at the moment. I mean, I know 20 years ago, Lion Hoot Birdwhistle, one of the past presidents, was trying to get that actually established. So, you run into the situation, it may take years to actually get that actually funded out to the point where it can actually deliver funds back in. The other thing I'd suggest is we take a look at a recognition program that actually goes along with the low vision clinic. Thank you.
I think it's hard to make a estimate like many things, just like a budget, right? It's your best guess. So I would be silly and probably premature to put a number on it. I will say that also there's a lot of factors that come into play. The demand for the services continue to increase. So do we need to continue to increase our ability to meet those? And therefore, grants and funds that I write requests for and that we secure will largely be put to current use and, maybe not as quickly to the permanent endowment investment account. But that being said, I think there's also a separate ask that could happen where would you fund specifically, a significant gift to help us get to where that investment account reaches that limit? And I think that funders oftentimes like to buy into the longevity and the sustainability, whatever that is. We'll see if maybe we could mute that one. But I think that it's a different talk track. I think that there are different investors and different funders and supporters who like to fund things for immediate use and others who want to invest in that long term. And so I think it's definitely, to me, I'm definitely not against a recognition opportunity, but I think that it's going to happen quicker if we get larger hits towards it. I mean, that doesn't say that a $20 gift doesn't help, but I think if I can find a $10,000, a $20,000, we're talking getting there a lot quicker and having that protected, investment assets that could be, accumulated much more quickly.
Right. And I think that's where I was going. What type of plan can we put together that will probably be multifaceted to reach that goal on the minimum time versus the infinity time?
And that's
Mark,
right.
or
A separate meeting, definitely we could put together, a conversation with folks that have thoughts and ideas and suggestions, and we could, consider those and determine a great path forward. I think it's worthy of its own conversation.
I agree with that.
okay, Can I appoint a committee right now? First of all, we need to approve that we're going to have an endowment fund, that the trustees are okay with having an endowment fund. So I need a motion that we will start this, we will keep going with this endowment fund. We mentioned it in October, but we really didn't vote that it was going to start.
I
So
did see,
can I
sorry
have
to
a,
interrupt, but I want to make sure everybody gets their voice. Rick Bogus had his hand raised, and I just want to make sure before, everyone has a chance. It's hard to see all the
and I
talk.
can't see everybody. So yeah, it takes all of us right now.
I actually have two, it's evolved to two questions. Is the KSB Charitable Foundation contribution a one-time contribution to that?
So I've requested 2 years in a row and received it 2 years in a row. That has been put towards current expenses. They did make a $50,000 contribution this year, but because expenses are budgeted to be, basically it's equal. We budgeted for 135 income and 135 expenses. 50 from KSBCF went towards that income there on that line item of the budget. So when if we had excess as we come to the end of the fiscal year, we could certainly put that towards the endowment once we look at actual expenses incurred relative to income received.
Okay, thank you. Actually, I've lost the other question. If I think of it, I'll chime back in. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Someone had commented or chatted that Karen had her hand up. I'm not sure, Karen Nitschke, if you had any question, or if Karen Hayes, if it was one or the other.
No.
Okay.
We're just going to make a motion. That's all.
Okay.
Had her hand up.
I'm not hearing any questions or seeing any more hands up. So maybe we go back to the point of if we wanted to make the motion, and it sounded like maybe Steve Peterson was ready to make that motion to approve the endowment agreement.
Okay, Steve makes the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Carol seconds it. So once again, let's all in favor say aye, or not say aye, just raise your hand, hold it up.
Yeah, can I ask,
Aye.
can I ask the question just to read the motion again?
I'm sorry.
I wanted to understand what the motion is. I'm not quite clear.
Oh, that the KLEF is approving the agreement with downtown Louisville, or Louisville downtown, to start a endowment fund to get to $20,000 based on the endowment agreement, and then start spending from it at that point.
200,000.
200,000. What did I say? 200?
20.
Oh, sorry.
So they're going to establish a $200,000 endowment fund?
No, they're donating a 10,000. This agreement is for 10,000. And then we will work toward getting more money. That's what the discussion was about, Jim, that we would end up getting more money to get it. Until then, it's just going to grow. But we're still budgeting for the free services through Low Vision. That's what Lindy's grants are doing right now.
All right,
When she gets.
making sure. Okay. Thank you.
Sorry, John, I think I called you Jim.
Okay.
So the motion is
in a second.
Agreement to start this endowment fund. Rick, did you have a question, or were you voting?
No, I was voting.
Okay, all in favor, raise your hand. Who is the 270-853 number? Did you all figure that out, Jennifer?
I do not know.
I'm looking now.
That is Shay and Carolyn Watson. Shay Nickel and Carolyn Watson. We vote for.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Shay. Any opposed, like sign?
All right. Carol Hollander, do you have questions or just had?
No, I'm sorry.
All right.
Not moving that fast.
Do we need a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
Yes.
I make a motion to approve a treasurer's report.
Okay.
Second.
Tony Bishop.
Pam second, but I don't know who made the motion. Was it John or Jim?
John made the
It was
motion.
John Horton.
And I recorded Tony Bishop as the second. Is that what we're going with for the sake of minutes?
Yes.
So all in favor of the treasurer's report, like sign with a hand? And any opposed, like sign? So now the treasurer's report has passed. The next thing is the executive report. Lindy's always got a good executive report. Lindy,
Thank you.
it's your ball game.
Okay.
Just really quick, I'm not sure, something just went through the chat about a whiteboard, and I'm not sure what that was. So,
Steve Paterson was sharing his whiteboard a second ago. So the question is, what's he up to? I mean, he may have something he wants to actually share. I don't know.
Shouldn't be fooling around with things. We ignore that.
okay.
Well, and
That was an
it's
accident.
Jennifer. Yeah, okay.
Okay. And then Jennifer, you're sharing slides, but I can start while you're doing that.
Yeah.
We're good to go? Okay. So you all hopefully had a chance to review the report that I shared earlier this week. Lots of good conversation, first of all, so far, and it looked great, like it's been said, to see everyone's faces. Thank you for your dedication of your time. As always, it's nice to come together. And so, as always, I like to bring us back to the why we're here. A lot of these other details are the what, the how, the when, the where. But the why is for the people that we serve, right? And we all know our mission to provide vision services through education, detection, prevention, treatment, and empowerment. That's why we do our work every day. We work hard as trustees, staff, volunteers, ambassadors of our foundation to help Kentuckians in need of our vision services. And so wanted to draw attention to our patron fund program, and we discussed it a little bit already this morning. But in the last 5 years, we've supported over 200 people who are under or uninsured to provide financial assistance for them to receive sight-saving surgeries. We are the answer that they look for, the answer of yes, when they have nowhere else to look and nowhere else to find that support. Many of them would otherwise not be able to receive these services that really do change their life truly. And so I thought it was nice to share an excerpt from a handwritten card we received from a patron recipient. As you see there, I've removed her name for privacy, but she shared, "My name is Lindy, and I wanted to take this opportunity to thank you for your approval for both my eyes to get cataract surgery. I was at my wit's end trying to figure out what I was going to do. When Jennifer called and said I was approved, I broke down and cried. You all were my saving grace. From the bottom of my heart, I am so very thankful for the great work that you do for our community. May God bless you all." So when we work through all the details and you all answer the call to help as trustees of our organization, I encourage you to always remember back to people like this. The numbers are great that I'll share in a moment about our program service execution so far this fiscal year, but I always personally try to drill it down to one person at a time. And although we want to serve more than one person, and we do, I think it's those individual stories. It's children who otherwise wouldn't receive a free vision screening and know that there was some issue that needed to be investigated and some sort of correction taking place. So it's patients like this one who was literally at her wit's end and was in happy tears. We see happy tears in our low vision clinic. We know that people are grateful for our services, and it really means a lot, I think, to have them take the time to acknowledge and celebrate with us the great work that we're doing. So thank you for helping make these stories possible. And if, as you're doing the great work you are across the community in the state, and you come across a story like this where you see someone who expresses their appreciation, I encourage you to share it with us, because it motivates us, it inspires us, and it's also something that a lot of our grant funders ask for, personal success stories. So it's nice to be able to, really give those actual impact and those feedback stories from those program recipients. So then transitioning, like I said, to program service data. I won't go through everything because you've had a chance to review that, and I'm certainly, I will answer questions at the end of this section, but I wanted to share where we are so far this fiscal year through when I pulled numbers to provide this report. So these numbers are reflected through January 26, a little over halfway through the fiscal year. KidSight program first, a reminder that we have a goal of screening at least 16,000 children ages 6 months to 6 years of age through our KidSight program. And so far this fiscal year, we have screened over 8,000, about 8,580. And last year at this time, we were just about the same, 8,676. So we're off to a good start. And it's many of you who are on this call and others represented from your clubs and your communities that help us provide those free vision screenings to children. So I encourage you to continue to schedule those and reach out to our team if you need any support in doing so. Like I said, though, it's great that it's 8,580, but when you think about it, that's 8,000 little children's lives that we're touching and all of the people in their networks. And so that's really, really powerful. Our Vision Van program, and Jennifer, I don't see those slides advancing, by the way. Is it maybe just my screen still showing Mission Moment? It's okay if not.
I don't know. It's on Vision Van on my end, but you all don't see Vision Van?
We see
No.
mission moment.
That's okay. We will roll, right? We pivoted to do Zoom only. We're gonna roll with it. You guys can listen and follow along in the report too, so no worries. So our Vision Van program, so far this fiscal year, we have provided free vision screenings to more than 14,000 individuals. We've received a few more screenings even since my report here. So we're grateful for many of you who volunteer your time and help us get the vans and the equipment and the screenings done for those children and adults who are over age 7, whether it's spot only or the full vision band screenings. So thank you for many of you who have helped achieve that number, and we hope to continue to provide those free vision screenings to many more. Of course, our Kentucky State Fair coming up, never too early to plug those dates in August, August 20th through 30th. That's a big opportunity for Lions and non-Lions to come together and donate your time and your passion and help provide those vision screenings to fair attendees. But many other screenings happening throughout the year. So always stay tuned to our newsletter, and we always have the call for volunteers and great need there. So thank you for many of you helping to do that. Our Holler and Trust Fund program, I'm excited to share that we have so far touched the lives of 33 individuals with a financial outlay of just shy of $9,000. The great part there is our low vision clinic, as I expected, would provide a referral avenue, if you will, for many patients who visit our low vision clinic and otherwise would not be aware of our Holler and Trust Fund program. Oftentimes I'm able to hand a Holler and Trust application to individuals who qualify based on legal blindness and eligibility in one of the 7 counties that were established by Mr. Holleran. So those 33 recipients represent an increase of where we were last year, 29 patients and just $3,026. So I'm happy that we're serving more individuals. In fact, we've already exceeded, as you saw in the report, last year's total fiscal year number of a financial outlay. So great funds being put to good use to touch the lives of folks with legal blindness and to provide quality of life enhancement. Our Patron Fund program, mentioned in the mission moment. In addition to that grateful patient, we've served a total of 35 patients for surgery, special lenses, and procedures with an expected financial outlay of over $56,000. Looks like we've added one even since the numbers came up. So that's great news. And that is a pacing ahead of where we were in past years, and I expect to have a strong second half of the fiscal year serving folks. Just did a large batch of check requests, and we have many more bills and approvals happening. So thank you to the patron committee members who help with that. Our low vision clinic, as you've heard, opened in November of 2024. And so far this fiscal year, we've served 108 patients with a no-cost low vision exam through our low vision clinic. It costs KLEF approximately $650 to provide those no-cost examinations. And it's thanks to many of our generous individuals, foundations, Lion Clubs, and other donors who help us to offset those costs and be able to say yes to those patients in need. We have budgeted a total of $135,000 for this fiscal year, and I'm confident that we will get to that number with our pace currently. If you're curious, we've served since inception a total of 184 patients, 75 males, 109 females. Patients ranging one in the 0 to 9 age range. Our biggest age range for serving individuals is folks in their 70s, 51 individuals in their 70s, 45 in their 80s, 21 in their 50s, 19 in their 60s, 18 in their 90s. One patient was just a few days shy of turning 100 and was thrilled to visit our clinic. We've also had 15 in their 40s and 7 in their 30s, 5 in their 20s, and 2 teenagers. We've been providing regular referrals to the Kentucky Vocational Rehabilitation and Independent Living Services, as well as on the Indiana side, folks for those services as well. I mentioned many Holleran applications and patients approved that have visited our clinic. February will be clinic next week, Wednesday through Friday, so keep us in your thoughts and prayers as we serve those folks there. And then we have several folks, we're almost full on March, and I'm confident we'll fill in the next few days, and then April and May already getting booked up as well. So great program success so far with our low vision clinic. I did see a question was chatted in here, and it's about the slides. Okay, perfect. Yep. I'll also present similar slides during our state convention luncheon with fiscal year recaps of all of the programs too. So we'll be happy to share that out as well. Eyeglass application assistance. We've provided applications for individuals who call us for support in the Louisville area. We've mailed 50 of those applications. So those are our main program service highlights. Are there any questions before I move on some other report highlights?
Yes, I would like to highlight, particularly to Jesse, one of the patron funds that's going out this next week was a $2,000 co-payment for one of our Sky students here in Bowling Green. So we do fund Warren County. Your club does make a difference in Warren County for patron fund.
Thank you.
Yes, there's sometimes folks from little towns of Kentucky I don't know, and so I Google them to find out where they are. So we're serving people across the state through the patron program, like all of our other programs. So very good work. Transitioning to events, fundraising, and more. Our 2020 club, it's hard to believe we will almost celebrate with our first several members who joined the 2020 club. It's almost 6-year anniversaries. I see Chuck is with us today. He was our first member. Thank you for your ongoing support, Chuck, and many others on this call have helped with those $20 monthly gifts. Some have elected to do a greater amount as well, but our contributions attributed to 2020 club gifts have, as you saw in the report, been totaled to over $51,000. And I wanted to draw attention and thank our newest member who just joined a couple of days ago. Our trustee, Robert Metcalf, is our 49th member, so will help us continue to raise funds to provide support to our programs and services. So thank you for stepping up. If you're not already a member of the 2020 club and are interested in learning more or joining, please reach out to a member of our staff. You can also find more information on our website. A great opportunity to give up maybe one meal out a month and know you're helping support folks in need across Kentucky with our programs and services that we continue to say yes to that need. I already mentioned Kentucky State Fair, so never too early to mark your calendar there. Karen Hayes will continue, as always, to do a wonderful job with scheduling our volunteers and ensuring that we are ready to serve during those 11 days of the fair, August 20th through 30th. A great need and a great opportunity. So never too early to sign up. Make sure you have your favorite date and help us do great things there. I wanted to draw a little attention to some of our grants. You saw in the report all of the details, but if you are curious, it's been mentioned about the low vision clinic, 10,000 that'll be unlocked now with that agreement from Louisville Downtown. We'll be submitting for reimbursement for the Crusade for Children. So that's why that's not reflected in the financials, because you have to follow a process there. Also the Delta Dental Foundation grant, we are awaiting payment. We have invoiced for that. So lots of great progress on grants, and thank you to all of those organizations and folks that supported our causes through your approvals. And there are several others pending approval. I always mention and thank trustees who do donate and support our cause with a personal financial contribution. You help us answer the question of what percentage of your board contribute. And so when I submitted the Crusade application earlier this month, I could say that 92.3% of our trustees support and love to get to that 100 mark. So if you're someone who is interested in helping us get to 100 and you haven't made a contribution, we always invite that. And even a gift of $1 helps us say yes. So let us know if you'd like to step up to that call. We'll talk more about Mr. and Miss Basketball here after this report, so I'll skip that section so as not to be redundant. But I did want to just highlight a few upcoming events. As you see there, we've got our Mr. and Miss Kentucky Basketball Award Ceremony March 22nd. During the state convention, we're excited to have our annual KLEF luncheon on April 25th, followed by our trustee meeting in person for folks attending, as well as by Zoom. And then Kentucky Gives Day that we participate in each year through the Kentucky Nonprofit Network. That's a day of online giving to support causes doing great work in our Commonwealth. That's May 12th. And then similarly, Give for Good Louisville, provided by the Community Foundation of Louisville. They've announced their date is September 10th. So look forward to sharing more information and having great success on those days of giving and making people aware of what Kentucky Lions Eye Foundation and Lions of Kentucky do.
Lindy, is it the 10th or the 18th? The 18th is what's in your report. Oh, that's 25. Never mind. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Okay. Yep. And then when we last were together, it was October 11th, which was the day after our golf scramble. So you saw in my report there, but we had a great success at the golf scramble. Thank you to all of you who helped to support that. We had 17 teams, many great volunteers that helped to make it a smooth, fun day. We were blessed with great weather and fellowship, and we raised over $22,000 net to support our causes. So thank you very much to everyone who helped make that possible. So that concludes my official report. I'll take questions in a moment, but again, shamelessly going to plug my daughter, Mackenzie, who is selling Girl Scout cookies. If you're interested, please reach out to me. Many of you have supported that cause, and I hope one day she'll find an organization to put her skills and passion to, much like I'm grateful for my opportunity at KLEF. So if you need a little sweet treat, reach out to me. I'm happy to share that information. At this point, though, happy to answer any questions. We have a little time. Thank you for the opportunity to share some recap and updates, and I'll field any questions as best I'm able to see them. And I'm not seeing or hearing any.
Hey, Lindy,
Yes. Oh, Carol.
do we have a confirmed date yet for the golf scramble, or we're still working on that?
Still waiting on the course to confirm. They kind of hibernate a little bit in December and January and can be tough to nail down. We are targeting and hopeful and are penciled in, as official as that can be, for Friday, October 2nd, 2026. But we are awaiting final confirmation from them. And I will share that as soon as that is confirmed. I will say I applied for funding from COSAIR for kids, and we already have our first $2,500 sponsorship for the golf with our best guess of the date. So we're off to a good start there. And we have a whole sponsor already confirmed, one of our partner organizations. So just need to lock down that date, but folks are excited. So good question. And I'll share that once that's confirmed.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. All right. Well, very good. Well, I appreciate, again, the opportunity. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
My name is Regina Fogelman. I do the applications for Lexington South Lions Club.
Okay.
And I received this email for this meeting. I've heard of KLEF, but I would like more information. Do I need to join? Or I'd like some information because I'm very much involved in this.
Sure. Yes, we could certainly email you or set up a meeting. I'd be happy to have a phone call or a meeting with you to explain more about our programs and services. I can send you some of our information, whatever would be most helpful. What would be the best avenue to get that information to you?
You can send me emails, but I can give you my phone number to.
Sure. Yeah.
It's 859.
Okay.
608.
Okay.
2688.
Awesome. Yes.
And I want to say hello to the people I know and
awesome. Yeah.
know and love. They're wonderful people.
Yes, that's definitely one thing. Lions and Kentucky Lions Eye Foundation and the multiple District 43, it's filled with many great people passionate about serving others. And so thank you for joining. And I'll definitely connect with you next week to see how I can help share more information and answer some questions. Thank you for asking.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
One quick note before we move forward. Someone just joined on Zoom and the name is Owner. So if you are listed as Owner, can you unmute and tell us who you are or chat that so we can put that down in the minutes?
Jennifer, can you do we want to go ahead and talk about the upcoming events again on this schedule, because that's still our screen showing, or do we want to get back to more faces?
I think we've highlighted all those
with Mr. and Miss information, but
okay, then that's next. So go ahead, y'all.
I don't know if normally you guys need to vote to approve my report. I feel like we have in the past, but not. Okay. All right. Just want to make sure. Thank you.
All right. So let me get back here. As Lindy had mentioned, our Mr. and Miss Kentucky Basketball Award Ceremony is coming up on March 22nd. This is our 15th annual Mr. and Miss Kentucky Basketball Award Ceremony, which makes me feel old because I was around at the first one. But many of you all were too, so I'm not alone in that. But this year we're going to be back at Griffin Gate Marriott in Lexington. starting at 5:30, and tickets are available now. Thank you to every Lions Club member who has attended this in the past and Lions Club who has sponsored or supported in some way. So we just kind of have kind of broken down some information about the event and about what it is and how clubs and members can support. So first of all, the main question we always get is who are the candidates? And we don't know that just yet. But that always adds a little bit of complexity to the time crunch of Mr. and Miss. So we now work with the Kentucky Association of Basketball Coaches. We have for several years now, but we partner with them and student athletes who are senior basketball players. When they get voted to be the KABC Player of the Year, they are now also considered candidates for Mr. and Miss Basketball. So you should be seeing on the screen the different regions. So there are 16 regions in Kentucky, so every one of those regions will be represented at the event. One of the kind of feedback that we get from club members is we don't have anyone represented in my area ever, and this is not true. So if you look at where you are on the map, someone in that region is going to be coming to the award event and be on stage getting an award and have the possibility of being named either Mr. or Miss Kentucky basketball. So we have representatives from all over the state who will be attending. So one thing that your club may consider is if there is a school that has a candidate, those candidates will be named on February 20th. So then we have about 3 weeks to get ticket orders in and get everything ready to go for the event. But if you have someone in your area that is a candidate, you may consider reaching out to the school. Schools usually work with their booster programs to buy tables or tickets for the families and coaches to come to the event. So that may be one way that the club could partner is by sponsoring or buying some tickets for their candidates' families to come to the event. Any questions on that while we're here?
I know I'm going.
Jesse, I see your hand moving, but I don't know if it's to get my attention or not.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I just wanted to add to what she's saying about the rewarding experience. The COVID year, there was a Miss Basketball and a Mr. Basketball in Bowling Green. And I had the dubious honor of being able to present them with their whatever it was they got. But it was really face to face with the kids, and it was really, 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 really experiencing. And they were very, very appreciative. So if you've not been able to see that up close and personal, it's something to say.
Plus, when you see them all, I worked at the ticket table last year, and we got to see them come in. And I don't know who was prouder, the parents, the grandparents, the siblings, and the kids were all dressed up and just looked wonderful.
It's a fun event. It's a good way to honor the student athletes throughout the state, and good to see all the support that comes from the families and the schools when we're at the event. So now on the screen, how to attend the event. So tickets are $95. Table of 10 is $950. Those tickets are on sale now. We have had a couple of trustees already purchase tickets, so we appreciate that. Any early ticket sales are always appreciated. Checks can be mailed to KLEF to purchase those, or they can be bought online at the mrmskYbasketball.com/tickets. And then if you do plan to attend the event in person, we do have a discount code with the Griffin Gate to get a room that night. If anyone is interested in that, that's available until the end of February. So book that if you are interested in attending and from out of town.
Jennifer, if I might add, we also have sent the information to all of the Lions Clubs of Kentucky to ensure, and so, you know, each of you represent many clubs, and so it's an opportunity to just remind and bring this up in a meeting in case whoever received the information, you know, wasn't sure how you might like to support, but definitely a great opportunity, like Jesse and Pam said, you know, to represent Lions or to sponsor a table for your candidate or, you know, purchase tickets or tables and come out and celebrate with these student athletes. So I wanted to mention that with the Lions clubs too. Speaking of here, we've got, looks like Jennifer, you're muted. I'm not sure if you. We've got a couple hands raised. Maybe I'll see. Mac, did you have a question? Or Cynthia? I'm not sure.
No question. I just want to make sure y'all knew that me being here in Lexington, I can be your local contact for Lexington and any surrounding counties. I'd be glad to do whatever I need.
Thank you. We appreciate that very much. Very good. I also see Carol's hand raised.
Yeah, the packet of information, who did that get sent to in the club?
President, I believe it was.
Okay. Okay. Just checking because I'll find out come next Thursday if she's gotten it yet.
Okay.
Well, I was at the office yesterday to check the mail to make sure we didn't miss anything, especially if it would be relevant to today. And there were 3 that were returned. So I've already put them back in today's mail with new addresses. Obviously, you know, things change, but it wasn't your club. It was
Okay.
3 that are, you know, something county. I can't remember for sure all of them, but I've already got them back out in the mail. And I made a note on it so that they weren't curious about the tardiness because the letters are dated January 7th. It just took our USPS a little while to deliver those back, but hopefully everyone else should have received those
Okay.
earlier this month.
I'll let you know.
Yes. If not, we can send it digitally too, if that's helpful. You know, we can email that out to any appropriate contact to make sure that it's in the queue.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And so this is one of the things that was included in the letter to the clubs is that we are kind of having a competition between District K and Y. We've done this for the last several years. Trying to get 5,000 from each district just to help offset some of the expenses of the event. Currently, I have that we are 0 to 0. We do have several clubs who have mentioned, you know, Pam and Mac have both said that they were doing things from their clubs. But things that have been received so far is what we have on the screen. So I know we will have stuff coming, but just as of right now, it's a tie right now. All right, so I just let Dale back in. Hopefully his internet is back.
Sorry.
That's okay. I was texting you the number. I'm sorry. I kind of juggling.
Well, I couldn't get it because it was in an email.
Oh, internet. Yeah, sorry. We're just talking about Mr. and Miss a little bit here, so.
Okay. I'm really sorry.
No worries.
Okay. See, click on the right thing here. Something new that we are trying this year is, since it is the 15th annual event, I'm trying to put kind of some commemorative things together and make a digital program for the event. This year, we are going to be displaying this during the event for people that are watching in person, as well as people who are watching at home digitally and virtually. So if this is another option that was included in the packet to Lions Clubs, if the club or a local business want to put an advertisement in the program, that can be either just information about yourself or your club or the business, or if you have a local candidate, you can, you know, put something saying congratulations, Tommy Sue, for being, you know, candidate from whatever high school. So if anyone is interested in something like that, here's the sizings of what the program ads would be. And then if you need help designing those, I can help with that as well. So if anyone in the club or any organization or businesses near you might be interested in doing an ad in that program, it will be posted on our Mr. and Miss website as well, and then played throughout the event. So that will be something new that is added on that clubs, individuals, or businesses might be interested in. If you have any questions about that, just let me know. Carol?
Yeah, Jennifer, if a club buys an ad, does that go towards counting towards the competition between K and Y, or does that have to be two separate donations?
I think it does, yeah.
It would count for that. It just wouldn't count towards like a table purchase, for example.
Okay.
Like the two are separate. Yeah. So this would just be funds that are designated for accounting purposes towards, kind of the advertisement. Tickets and tables would be separate, just the way tax deductibility and things are. But yes, good question. There's also the opportunity for clubs, which are included in that letter as well, to make a contribution like in the past towards our online auction that we host in conjunction with the event. And so if a club wants to put together a basket or donate an item, we're definitely looking for those kinds of things from all across the state, because it's very enticing to bidders to have a variety of items. So if you know a local restaurant in your community that might donate, or your club wants to sponsor, if you make a contribution and designate it for the online auction from you personally or a club, we can indicate where it says who the item is donated by on our digital online auction. We can put that appropriately. So if it was, Jennifer Sperling made a $100 contribution, designated it for the online auction, we might purchase a $100 Amazon gift card and say it was donated by Jennifer Sperling. So we keep track of that as well. So our auction right now is looking a little light. So definitely wanted to put the call out to you all as trustees, knowing places across the state that might be of interest. Gift cards are always, have that real value and sell really well. They also, restaurants and gift certificates to dining out folks. And it's nice to get to see a variety of representation. Maybe as a club, you say, let's put together a wine basket. I don't know. There's a winery in your community. Maybe they donate one bottle and your club members each contribute $10 and you put together a little basket. Sports memorabilia and tickets, if you know someone in your community that has a contact there. Attractions for families to do things. Kentucky is blessed with a lot of different great historical places and things. And oftentimes I think when the request comes from volunteer trustees of an organization, it's often, I believe, approved more commonly than if a staff reaches out. So if you know someone and you'd be willing to put out a request after this meeting on Monday, we'll definitely make sure we email that. We have a letter that you can customize, a template that can be sent out. You can even print a copy if you're going to dine out somewhere. And while you're already patronizing a business, take a letter and just say, I'm Mac Ferguson and I'm a passionate KLEF trustee. And, would you donate a $50 gift card? And, a lot of times on the spot when you're, showing your investment of time and being there as a patron or a customer, they might support you in that way. So we've received donations from several of you and we greatly appreciate those. And we appreciate anyone thinking who you might know or what business might be interested in donating, so we can diversify our auction with different price points and different types of items. If you have any questions, definitely reach out to our team if you think of something afterwards and want to check.
One other thing we have added to make it really easy, if you're an Amazon shopper, we have put together an Amazon wish list. So if you're not sure what to get, or just, it's easy to just hop on Amazon, click, and then it'll be shopped directly to KLEF or mailed directly to KLEF. So we have some items that we think would do well on the auction, and have those available, and we can send that link out in the email as well. Steve?
Would we be better off donating money? 'Cause I'll just give you one for the Lions Club here in Tollsboro, donating $1,000 towards the auction, even though that would go towards the $5,000 for District 43Y, with potential of those auction items gaining money on top of that. That could be a multiplier of $1,000 would turn into two. Is that a possibility?
It is.
Not for the Lions, not for us, but for the
Right.
KLEF.
Yeah.
Yes.
Be perfect. Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes the gift cards, people, because they have that real value, someone will pay oftentimes $150 for a $100 Amazon gift card. It's like making a $50 donation, right? Similarly, if we can find rare bourbon bottles, obviously that's kind of a specialty thing in Kentucky. And sometimes we're able to find those and people kind of get in bidding war. So yes, to your point, you can amplify, the amount, and it also draws attention to the Lions Club for bidders, which is always a good thing, kind of what is it, who's that club or whatever. So a lot of different ways to win.
That's how we'll proceed then. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And then just last thing on the auction, it is going to be live on Monday, March 16th, and then bidding will end that Sunday, March 22nd at 7 p.m. during the Mr. and Miss event. So please share the information as it comes out in March with friends, family, colleagues, Lions Club members. Anyone can participate in the auction. You do not have to be at the in-person event. We will make arrangements to get the items to you, or those will be available to pick up at KLEF after the event. So here's just a few things that we have received so far. Thank you, Dale, for your bottle donation. Lion Fred made this very cool. He called it a pin box to put lions pins in it. There are lions heads on the side as the handles, but it has some cool drawers and hidden drawers on the inside. We have a nice basket from Purple Toad Winery. We have some tickets to Louisville Slugger Museum. We have a big tasting group for Total Wine and More. Several other items, but that was just a few that were at the top of our list for the auction.
So we'll definitely send all that information out on Monday about the auction with everything, so that you'll see that as well.
We've been sending out, someone. We've been sending out sponsorship information to returning and new sponsors, trying to get additional sponsors. We have several committed so far, and then we have some that we should be hearing from the next few weeks. We do have a packet that we can print out and mail to anyone if anyone knows of anyone that would be interested, or we also have this digitally in a PDF that we can send out. So if you have any businesses nearby that may be interested in supporting this event, oftentimes local high school teams will have several local businesses who are supporters, and they may be a good group to look out to once we have candidates, if there are companies that support certain schools or groups. So if anyone needs a copy of the sponsorship packet, it is available on the Mr. and Miss website, and then we can also send it out as well.
And I'll also put it in the chat now.
So here are our current committed sponsors, and I know we have several that we have reached out to and are expecting to come in any day now, but Community Trust Bank. So they are our largest sponsor. They sponsor regions 13 through 16. So they are based out of Eastern Kentucky, and they pay for a table for every candidate in region 13 through 16 to come to the event. So they are our Eastern Kentucky regional sponsor. We would love to have additional sponsors like this throughout the state. So if you are in Western Kentucky in regions 1 through 4 and know of a large business that might be interested in this, or kind of South Central Kentucky 5 through 8, and then 9 through 12, kind of Northern Kentucky. But if anyone knows anyone that might work somewhere that would be interested in that, that would be great. We also have Network for Hope. They are a large sponsor. Jostens is our ring sponsor. New this year is Park National Bank. They have come on as a sponsor. And then partners, Prep Spin, AVT, KABC, and Tanya Witt Photography. And I can't see the screen to see if I'm missing one, but I think that is it for now. We have put in a request for Louisville Downtown. Leon has let me know that will be reviewed at their next meeting. So we should have some additional ones coming in as well.
Jennifer, in this packet, I didn't want to open it. I downloaded it, but I haven't opened it yet. Is the region map in there as well? Back on one of your first slides with the Kentucky region map.
It is not. So if you have someone that you're thinking of doing.
I'm thinking that if you can send me, if you'll just email me that later, that's fine.
Okay. And so I'll need to put together kind of a custom.
Well, I'm thinking back of the hospital. I want to try them again.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get with you after.
Okay.
All right. And then this is kind of the other big need we'll have coming up in March is just volunteers to help make the event happen. So we'll need several during the event to kind of help with registration, to kind of guard the auction tables during the event. It happens in the lobby, lots of people walking around, and our auction area is right in the center of everything. So we just want to make sure nothing walks off. And then helping with the event breakdown. So if you're interested in volunteering that day, I know I've had several of you all reach out already, but just give me an email as it gets closer and we'll be happy for any help. Just some important dates and deadlines. Again, the candidates will be announced on Friday, February 20th. We will go to Rupp Arena and record that announcement, and that will be aired on our Facebook page on Friday, February 20th in the morning. So that is how candidates will find out that they are candidates. And then Wednesday, February 25th is the deadline to reserve your discounted room at the Marriott. They usually let us postpone that a little bit, so we'll work with them to try to get that pushed back to sometime in March. But if you are thinking about coming and staying, go ahead and get those rooms now. The deadline for us to receive donated auction items is Monday the 2nd, so that we can get everything packaged up and ready for it to go live on March the 16th. And then hopefully tickets will be sold out before Friday, March 13th, but that is the official deadline to purchase tickets. And then the event date is Sunday, March 22nd. So any questions? I think that was the end of our Mr. and Miss coverage.
So we're slightly behind right now, but that's okay. It was a lot of good information. Any other questions on that? Now we've added a section that'll just take a few minutes and it may bring us right back to current time. Questions and answers with KLEF staff. Do you all have any questions you want to ask any of the staff? This is your time to speak up without judgment.
Good. Question, is that okay? Or am I not being heard?
We can hear you.
Now you're being heard. Now you are.
Okay.
Now you are.
This one is, I guess, directed to you, Jennifer, more than anybody. Just a question. When we do the Patreon things, do we track where they're from?
Yes.
I mean, because it seems like they're same cities, maybe why is it that Paducah's getting all the, or Bowling Green's getting all the problems? You know what I'm saying?
So a lot of what you're probably seeing is our partnership with McPeak, and they serve kind of Glasgow, Barron County, Warren County, that area. And so we do serve a lot of people in that area because of McPeak.
Yeah, no, I don't care that they're all from there. I'm just saying maybe there's something wrong in Bowling Green that more people are, you know what I'm saying? Seriously, I know there's somebody that can do the statistics on it and say, hey, wait a minute.
No, we have a former KLEF board member. She's a Lion who works at McPeak. And so we work closely with her. Her name is Peggy. And
I'm not questioning all that. Please don't think I am.
No, I know. But
I do not care where they're from. I'm glad to see they're getting help,
Yeah.
I think it's a matter of we've got the knowledge out there to get the help, was why so many are coming from that area. Paducah doesn't seem to have as many, Shay and Carolyn, just as if you know somebody, or get the word out that we're available to help down there. I've had people, they know our Lions Club. My Lions Club actually likes to help with glasses. Well, they say, "Can you help with surgery?" No, I put them in touch with Jennifer. And so now we've also got Graves Gilbert Clinic down here starting to get patients. That's where the patient, I think, came from. Or no, this one was a Bennett and Bloom patient that was the copay.
You can speak.
Go ahead,
just
Shay.
Carolyn. I just want to say, yes, we do have occasionally one from Paducah, mostly from Innovative Ophthalmology with Dr. Barbara Bowers. I do see where she's a former line, and I do see where she is definitely knows about the clinic, and occasionally we do see one that they've submitted for a request.
Apologize. I wasn't trying to single out any one city. It could have been Manchester, or it could have been Hebron.
Oh, it was not taken that way at all. Not taken that way at all.
Okay.
No worries.
Yeah, please don't, because I was
No,
just,
no,
you know,
no worries there.
if there's something going on in Hebron, Kentucky, that all these people are needing help, maybe there's something else that we need to fix in the community,
Sure, it's just an obvious question.
It could be bad water, or
I will
think
say this.
I sometimes think too much. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Okay,
I
I'm
will
going to
say
comment
this and
from.
kind of hang on just a second, Mark. So to
Sure.
explain to others, so for our patron program, we do have surgery partners that we often work with. One of those is Dr. Bowers in Paducah, that they have a pricing agreement with us if someone doesn't have surgery. We also have the contact at McPeak. And a lot of times, McPeak patients that we help will have insurance but are not able to afford their copay. So I think just geographically, that area of Kentucky is on a lower income than a lot of, maybe not all areas, but much lower income than Louisville, Lexington, your bigger areas. So I think that is a part of that. We also have U of L in Louisville that we partner with. And so I think it just is a combination of several things. But Mark had a question, and then Guy has his hand up. So we'll do Mark and then Guy.
No, it's actually, this is a comment from the medical side on assistance. There's a learning curve for everybody who refers. The people who you're talking about referring have conquered that learning curve. And we do the same thing for our glasses. We have a learning curve with our school's representatives, and once they got it, it's just bang, bang, bang. But there may be an issue not on the health side, but on the side of, do all areas have an informed person who knows how to work with the KLEF learning curve?
So there are definitely doctor's offices that don't know about us. And I think you're right that, McPeak is definitely one that is familiar with us and comfortable with those. But as more and more happen with other doctors, we'll see that grow.
So that they do help us. And I don't care where anybody is that's getting help. I think that's what we're supposed to do, to be trying to help people. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't care where they're from.
Hey, Jennifer, have we asked McPeak to sponsor Mr. Miss? Because they do all of Region 4 too, a lot of 4 and 3.
They're on my list to ask on Monday, because as I was processing all those checks, I thought, why have we not asked them before? Because we,
Okay.
pay a lot towards them. So yeah, I wanted to.
Okay, if you're doing it in an email, Lindy, CC me, because
Sure.
I know Peggy on a text message basis all the time. So yeah, go ahead
Yeah.
and do me
Or if
too.
you, yeah, I'll get with you. One of us can do it and CC the other.
Okay.
Whoever would be better. But yeah, I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
And I did a request from Eschenbach, who's a manufacturer of a lot of the devices that we sell in our low vision clinic, and then a couple others. And unfortunately, Eschenbach rejected the first time. But the more they see our business, might as well put the call out there. So it may change in the future. But yeah, those are the kind of things
You
that
have
any
asked
ideas, let us
McPeak,
know.
but it's been several years ago.
Yeah.
All right, Guy, do you still have a question?
Well, it wasn't a question, it was a comment. It's actually connectional communication that needs to happen there between potentially foundation and individual areas that we're actually trying to serve inside the state. I mean, where Mark is actually listing that once the medical system knows what those connections are, to use them. Okay. There may be underserved areas that's present in Kentucky. It just doesn't know about that yet. So, how we reached out as Lions into those areas, that becomes the communication issue. So it's not on KLEF, it's on all of us here as trustees with respect to reaching out and serving our community. Thank you.
I just had, anybody else ahead of me? I just had one thought too, is when I go to my ophthalmologist, I usually have to go once a year, sometimes occasionally when he finds something, I go twice a year, and I also pick up the eyeglasses from all those places and all that stuff too. But wonder how we could get in with the ophthalmologist and optometrists throughout the state so that we could just get them, let them know what we're doing. I don't know that it would be a big issue around Louisville, but out in the state, it might be a much bigger issue that we would get more people who have more needs. I mean, our neighborhood, we don't have anybody who really needs stuff that we do occasionally get some eyeglasses, but it's not like a patrons program thing. I don't remember getting one, but I was just thinking I may ask him the next time I go in there, just if he would help me figure out how I can get on a email or something with somebody from the ophthalmologist. I'm sure they have an organization in the state because I know they're very politically active. But anyway, that's one thought too. Sorry.
Yeah, no, the Kentucky Optometric Association, Dr. Smith, who works in our low vision clinic, is a member now. And so we're working on building a stronger relationship with the folks there. We've been able to disseminate information about the low vision clinic, but I think certainly could share information about the patron program with their permission with all of their members, as well as CAPES, the Kentucky Association of Eye Physicians and Surgeons. I'm looking at getting an opportunity to provide information at one of their conventions, which seems to be a great way to get in front of folks, sometimes better than emails come in across their inbox. So I was encouraged to do that by Kentucky School for the Blind Charitable Foundation Executive Director Michelle Brown, who's had a good experience doing similar, outreach about their programs. So that should be coming up in
And
this.
Lindy, not just you from Louisville go, but have somebody from the state. Like I would be willing, with a little notice, I can schedule to come up to it as well, because I've been on the other side of a lot of those conferences, never at a booth before, but I can help and I can talk to anybody, so I don't mind. I know Guy wouldn't mind. I'm going to volunteer Guy if he's in town. Carol wouldn't mind, that type of thing. There are several that would not mind that are not just Lexington, Louisville, so that you've got a rural community.
Absolutely.
In any convention that I've been to, occasionally they're looking for speakers too. So that might be not just thinking a booth, but thinking, hey, the most effective is if you can get actually physically in front of them as a speaker on a 15, 20-minute speech.
Absolutely.
I may as well just take these notes from our meeting, the executive director's report. I just may take them and give them to him when I go there and say, hey, I don't know if you know all the stuff that we do, but here's a list of all the, and I'll just highlight the ones that are like, I won't highlight like the fundraisers and stuff like that, but I'll highlight the options where we do surgeries and do things like that for them.
Also, an in-person is always best with anything, and hitting them at the conferences are good, but just contacting the state organizations of the ophthalmologists as well as the optometrists, because a lot of those organizations have monthly newsletters, communicators, and so forth, where they could disseminate that knowledge.
Thank you. Absolutely. I see Mac has his hand raised as well.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out probably the most underserved area of Kentucky is Eastern Kentucky. There is not a Lions Club in Pikeville. There's not a Lions Club in Prestonsburg. Pikeville used to have the ophthalmology school up there, and Dr. Renee Reeder was a good contact. I'm not sure whatever happened there, but we need to make contact with them because that's probably the most underserved area in the entire state. It's Eastern Kentucky, the whole area.
Just a comment, the club still exists in Pikeville.
We never hear anything from them. That's why I was wondering, is Renee Reeder still around?
She probably is, but she's sort of taken a step back, I think, and it's more of the students that are doing it at this point.
But other than the Pikeville College, what is it, School of Optometry or whatever, there's not a Lions Club in Pikeville or
No.
Preston or Paintsville. Hazard's probably the closest one in Eastern Kentucky. Really underserved up there. I don't know. I don't have an answer. I'm just pointing that out that we really need to concentrate on that area.
There are clubs in Hindman and Neon and in Jackson. Obviously,
Right.
we've got a vice district governor there, so.
Right.
And
But
every
there-
year I've got to get in contact with Pikeville with the students and try to get them to get their officers and new members put in and collecting dues, so on and so forth.
That's great. Appreciate you doing that. But there again, it's all underserved. Like I say, those three larger cities in that area, Pikeville, Prestonsburg, Paintsville, there is not a Lions Club there, and I don't understand that. Maybe Bobby Thorpe can help get something going up there when he's governor. That's all I got.
Are there any other questions for our staff or discussion topics? I know we're a little behind schedule, but happy to field and answer questions as best we can. Pam, you want to take us to the next section?
Next area is committee reports. And I think that was a really good discussion. It just shows what we as trustees need to do. Committee reports were me and committee chairs. I know Marina has sent her report in. They're working on some stuff and some ideas for the Mr. Miss. She wasn't able to have a Zoom. She's been sick. Then we've got a report from the Budget Finance Committee that was Dale. And that was that when we met with the investments, as we saw on the balance sheet, they're doing really well, and income statement, they're doing really well. They didn't advise any changes. And then we've got a small one from governance that was Carol. And I'm trying to remember what that was. Didn't you send me something to say? I didn't print it off.
Yeah, the governor's committee, we have submitted the updated personnel policy to the executive committee. And the executive committee is now looking at the possibility of having it undergo legal review before eventually presenting it to the trustees for a vote.
And as agreed upon by the executive committee, Thursday night during our meeting, I emailed the contact that we've previously used for some employment related things. And she said she would reach out to get that price quote, asking their labor and employment team for a quote, getting back to me ASAP. And that was yesterday morning. So I'll share that once I receive.
And the last report I know about is that we've got something on is really the election report. Chuck.
All right. Well, it's like anything else. The nominations are like pulling teeth. We're doing pretty good here. I finally got a few other ones here. I have confirmation from our executive officers right now. I haven't received the letter from their club, but I have a verbal from all of them. I do have quite a few, one, two, three, four, like five trustees that have put in, and I have received letters from their club. I am lacking in mainly in District Y, Region 4. I still have 1 year to fill and a new 2-year one commitment. And then I do have Region 4 and K. I did have somebody that verbally said maybe if they need be. I have somebody in Region 1 in Y. Somebody's filled that position before, but I was waiting to see if somebody else wanted to do it. So we're moving ahead. Once I have all the letters, I will submit them to the other part of the nominating committee for their review to make sure everything's up and up. And we will, of course, be voting on them at the state convention. That's about it for the nominating right now. Any questions? We do have one officer, which he's just drinking his coffee there, and his internet's been whacked out. Dale has asked not to be considered, so we are looking for a treasurer, which is, I think, an important part that we need to do. So I don't know. Dale said he might ask somebody, but I don't know if he has anybody in his club interested or not. Hey, I want everybody to know that what a tremendous experience this has been doing this. I'm not saying I'm gone forever, but I have to step away for a while. I have asked somebody in my club, but they have declined. So I really don't know what I will keep on trying to find you somebody. But I appreciate everything that everybody that's been on the committee before and now have done for me. It's been a real honor. There's a lot of really compassionate, dedicated people that's involved with the KLEF. It's a fine organization. And I've said it before, whatever this group does, do not let that staff get away. And I thank you all for helping me and doing it. And it's been a real pleasure.
Dale, I just want to say thank you for everything you've done. You've been a great asset.
Well, I told him the other night, Dale didn't do the heavy lifting. You know, the staff does the heavy lifting. I mean, I'm glad to do what I have done, but the staff is the one that does the heavy lifting.
I agree 100%. We got the best staff. I mean, couldn't ask for more. We're a small staff. They are fantastic.
I do have one other. I do have somebody said they were going to go for third vice president. I'm still waiting for confirmation on that. Like I say, we do have, but everybody else is agreed. The officer we have right now, we're moving up one position. Mark has decided to stay on as a secretary, so all we'll be doing is getting letters from their club. Anybody's got information, please send it to me, and I can forward it to the rest of the nominating committee. That's short and sweet.
Thanks, Chuck. And again, thank you, Dale, for everything. I know you're not done yet, but we appreciate I think we said you and I agreed 5 years of treasurer for KLEF, so that's great. And also thank you to all of you who are continuing and incoming as trustees. We appreciate you. I know, Rusty, I see your face. Look forward to hopefully having you voted in as third vice president. Do great to lead our organization as well. So thank you for that.
You know, I'm not always a serious person, but I am serious. It's been a real pleasure. I've learned so much and I've been amazed at what I've seen over the 5 or 6 years, whatever it is. And I'm just really appreciative for what everybody's done for me. So I'm gonna stop before I cry.
Okay, any other committee reports? Pam, that was what you'd
Okay, now we're to other business. Do we have anything particular in other business now? We've kind of lumped some of it in with the other stuff as we went.
I don't have anything though, too, that I noted to discuss have already been discussed.
Under closing, any announcements?
Hang
I have
on.
one.
Hang on.
Oh, sorry.
There is a potential other. There's a meeting tomorrow that's taking place for a LCIF grant with respect to vision equipment that's relative to multiple District 43. I don't have all the details on that yet. I think there's a bunch of kid site cameras that may be being procured, not necessarily the Welch Allens, that may impact some of the programs as actually KLEF is doing. Question is can we actually capture the data that's actually going to be coming from those cameras in the front? I'll be happy to actually put that inside the meeting. Thank you.
I don't understand your question, Guy. I'm sorry. I know
Well,
I'm
no,
invited
it's
to
a
that meeting
heads
tomorrow,
up
but
that there is actually a meeting tomorrow that's taking place. Multiple District 43s received something like, I think it's a $17,000 grant for kid site cameras that's coming out, that's going into different clubs inside of Kentucky. I don't have a complete listing of the clubs yet. And I do know that there's clubs both in District Y and K that are participating in that. And I'm all for the actual grants coming out, matching grants being done, and the kids getting service. I want to make sure that the KLEF actually gets some of the data that comes back from that. Thank you.
well, since I'll be involved in it from the state treasurer part, I can hopefully at least get you started on some of that too, Guy.
Thank you.
May I raise something?
Yes, Jim.
I've been a member of the 2020 Club for a very long time, and I don't think there's enough emphasis put on that. I'd like for us to do a 2020 challenge to all the clubs throughout Kentucky, and the club that increases the 2020 membership the most, I will personally give that club through KLEF $250. But I think all the trustees hopefully would be behind this. Uh, People like money, let's face it, okay? We need money. So let's encourage people to wake up, smell the roses. Most of us out there can afford $20 a month. It's only $240 a year, what I'm saying, and it's a tax write-off. So if we wave the flag enough, maybe we can get more members to be involved in the 2020 club. I know Lion Tony in our club, we mention it from time to time, but it's hard to get some people to separate their treasure in the right way. So maybe we need to browbeat them a little bit verbally to get them to get behind the 2020 even more. That's my suggestion.
I've been trying to take another, sorry, does anybody else want to speak? I've been trying to take another avenue with my club members. Most of my club members don't understand what we do. And I've been trying to share mission moments when I get the opportunity in our newsletters and stuff like that of things that we do. And maybe one of the things I probably ought to try to do is once I share that, I'd say, here's an opportunity to give to the foundation. Because what our members don't understand, even though that we do have a lot of projects and we're doing a lot of stuff, that they don't relate it to the organization, I guess. And particularly, I've been trying to do that with LCIF and KLEF.
Thank you for your comments there and your efforts related to that, John. And I think that it's an opportunity from my perspective to highlight and remind our trustees and encourage you to see the importance of the club visits. I think that's the whole reason that we have that as, one of our requests of our trustees, because they are representing all across our state. And I know you all are busy and you're doing a lot in your own club, but representing and visiting other clubs in the state, I think helps to educate. Our staff tries to do our best that we can do, but there's numbers, working against us. We have 39 trustees though, and 3 staff members. So I think if we can really put a focus on those club visits, I think, and I've said it before, but I think just, it's just an opportunity that I think is currently missed. And I just would encourage and ask that we could try to get back to some of that and improve that, because I think that boots on the ground in your local community, sharing, what you know about the foundation and then educating folks is a really great model, and partly why we have representation of Lions across the state. So I just think that that's a great opportunity. I see some hands raised. Lion Rick.
One thing I've noticed, our clubs in more rural areas do some tremendous work. They're very focused on their local communities, and that's a great thing. But oftentimes, I think they have trouble making the connection on a broader perspective. For example, whether it be KLEF or LCIF, they have trouble making that connection. So one of the points I try to make when possible is to talk to them about how some of these things you may not be aware of it, but there's people in your area benefiting from these programs. For example, I have noticed, I spoke to the Davis County Club recently, and I think one of their members even came personally to the low vision clinic. And so obviously that's a great thing, but I think that's true in a lot of our programs is people, obviously we want to help our local communities, but it's a little harder to convince members to contribute to the local causes without a connection. And so I say I try to make those connections, whether it be LCIF or KLEF or Leader Dogs or you name it. I try to point out if I know of local connections, I try to point those out.
Absolutely. That's a great point. And I think people hear that a little differently to your point. Agreed. There was another.
Vicky.
Yes, concerning the challenge that was given to the number of clubs or the club with the greatest members joining the 2020 club, could we make that with a percentage? Because we have some small clubs that never even try to get in our competitions because they think we don't have enough members. Those clubs that have so many members are going to beat us anyway. I just wonder if that could be a consideration.
So instead of saying they've got 5 members, they've got 100% club participation in 2020. Would that put them still in the earnings for getting that $250?
Right.
I think it's a great idea. The more what I'm after is show me the money. Let's get more money in for KLEF. If we got to go out there and break somebody's arm, it's seriously not break somebody's arm. But if we got to go out there and do anything we can, but in a club that's 100%, man, I think that's what you want. If you got some big club with 200 members and it's easy for them to get 3 or 4 members. Right. But a small club, if they get 100%, then I'll give a small club the same amount of money. I'm not rich, by the way, but all my money is dry by the time it gets out there.
Well, we thank you for the challenge and we'll put that out there. And I think it's a good point.
Yeah. Do we need a motion to do the challenge? Do we need a motion just to do it? The challenge for trustees to not just to get their clubs, but to get any club to increase, but by April. Let's do it. So we've got a good statistic by April 15th.
Yeah, I think,
and then that way we can say something at state.
Pam, you can work out the details. You can work out the details that you think's best for KLEF.
Okay.
And then whatever you decide, I'll go along with. But I really seriously think more people should be involved with the 2020 club, including my own club.
Well, Karen Nitschke, your Independence Lions Club. So Karen Nitschke just joined. So she's got a tally for Independence Lions Club. Thank you for stepping up and joining the 2020 club. You're member 50. So you got your club off to a good start there. That was just right after Lion Jim's challenge. So thank you very much.
So, It'd be hard for her to get 51 then.
What's that?
It shouldn't be hard for her to get number 51 then.
Her husband, David. Dale said that, not me, Karen. Don't hold that against me. So we'll start that. We'll work out the final details of how the club with the most gets it, and we'll publish that out in the next week or so. It might run to June 30 just because it's so quick to happen by April 25th. Yes, Fred, do you have a comment? Anybody else have a comment? Oh, I had an announcement that I didn't, we got sidetracked. Not really sidetracked. The Bowling Green Noon Club, if you're around Bowling Green on February 24th, is having a pancake day all day. $7 in advance, $8 day of. I will have tickets at the council meeting and the District K cabinet meeting. More information, just holler. Jennifer, I can get you a graphic for you to post for how you all support things.
Okay, thank you. Steve Peterson, I believe, had his hand up.
I'll be reaching out to you. Reference the new cameras being purchased. Tollsboro was receiving one, District Y, and so is Flemingsburg. Neither club, including one as mine, has ever had a camera before. So this will impact Lewis County and Fleming County and the schools because they're not being screened. So I know you all volunteered to help, but it's a long drive from Louisville. But anyways, we're going to need some assistance with policies and procedures along with Chuck Carlson. I'm his local headache anyway, so that'll work out. I just want to mention that grant that was received impacts our clubs as well.
Excited to hear that you got those cameras.
None.
And call me anytime.
Thank you, Karen.
Comment. They've got 1 year from the time they actually receive the funding with respect to completing the camera purchases and actually doing the specific activities that the grant's been actually associated with, and actually get that promotions back into LC or back to Lions Club International Foundation, so that the completion of that grant can be actually logged. Now that I'm not sure that's actually started until the process where the grant administrator actually signs off on it and actually has the other pieces in place. Now, that's all I know about it. I'm shutting up at that point. Thank you.
E-Town Lions is having our pancake time on the 14th of March, a Saturday, if we're thawed out by then.
Okay. Pam Powers, you have your hand up.
Yes, Steve, if you need somebody to come train the people on the cameras and stuff, holler. I'm sure you'll get quite a few of us, and I can come if nothing else. That's the good part about being retired.
Thank you.
Any other announcements? Donations are kind of hard to make over the phone, but is anybody mailing in a check or anything like that? I will be doing an in memory of Karen Hayes's sister to the Low Vision Clinic Endowment Fund, mailing it to Lindy.
Thanks, Pam.
Thank you, Pam.
Dale, did you have your hand up for something? You're muted.
Sorry. I am going to be mailing in a couple checks to Miss Lampkin.
Thanks, Dale.
No problem. Send me that. Oh, you did though, didn't you?
I sent you the cookie info.
I need the cookie thing worse than anything.
Life's problems are solved by Girl Scout cookies.
Always. I don't have any either, so that's why I had to drop some stuff off. I was in Louisville when I got the Vision Van. The Vision Van, by the way, is in Bowling Green right now. I do not expect to drive it to Louisville this next week. Hopefully I will the following week. If you need the Vision Van, not just a camera, let me know. I've also got we've got 2 of the cameras available still here. Yes, Jesse.
Just want to make everybody that's KLEF members mindful of the next 3 Saturdays we will have a games outside KLEF going on. But there's supposed to be a training in Benton, I think it is, next Saturday, the 7th.
Yes.
Then we got the 14th in E-Town. And then we got something going on the 21st as well.
Yeah, District K cabinet meeting is the 21st. When is District Y's? Chuck or Karen?
The following Saturday.
The 28th.
Case. Yeah.
Where's it at?
28th in Stanford, Kentucky. Stanford Lions Club.
Sorry, I'm typing it into my phone while I think about it. I'll get more information.
The
To
cabinet
do that. Rick?
the cabinet meeting on the 21st is at the Davis County Lions Club Fairgrounds. The District K, 43K.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was asking when Y was. Didn't know about Y.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
didn't
what I
hear
was asking.
K mentioned, so I didn't know if you knew that or not.
Is that your club, Rick?
No, that's Davis County Club. I'm in Owensboro.
Okay. It's kind of like Bowling Green, Warren County, things sometimes run together. My apologies.
And Davis County is planning on, for those who stay that day, they're going to serve lunch. I think burgers, and they're going to have kind of a cooked lunch. They want to do a lunch for us, so keep that in mind.
Any other announcements, donations before we go to benediction? Line Pam. Ready for, oh, well, do we have a motion to adjourn or do we need that first
So move.
or after?
Second.
We've got a motion to adjourn, so let's have a benediction and we will be adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for attending. It didn't run too much longer, 7 minutes over what we were supposed to get out, so that's not too bad. We made up some time. It's good to see everybody's faces. Line Pam.
All right. Dear Lord, please bless the staff, trustees, and Lions who help with the work of KLEF. Watch over our members and communities as we go forth and do your will. Amen.
Amen. Thanks, everybody, for coming. If you need information, Jennifer and Lindy and Karen are available. Thank you all. I'll try to help if I can. Thanks.
Everyone, take care.
Thank you for whoever sent me that email and inviting me.
Thank you for
I think
coming.
that was Karen.
Mhm.